And welcome back to Halftime on Rock Entertainment Sports Network. My name is Gianluca DiGiacomo, and for today's halftime show, we have a very special guest on our hands. It is head men's soccer coach and associate athletic director for Special Projects, Mr. Dejan Mladenovic. The lads call him Decky. Coach, thank you so much for joining me, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, first of all, it's been a hectic year so far. Soccer's in full swing. You know, you're embracing a new position with the athletic department. How's everything been with you so far?
It's been pretty awesome. I'm very happy with the team. You know, we're a very young squad. We graduated a lot of players last year, so implementing the new guys into the current squad was a challenge and something that we took head on in terms of team building and chemistry and stuff like that. I truly feel that we're ahead of schedule when it comes to that, and I think that's resulting in better performances and more chemistry on the field as well as off the field. So that's been fantastic. And the new role in terms of the AD stuff has been super fun. You know, I'm happy to be involved and help out in different areas, and it's been an awesome time.
Great. Yeah, addressing the elephant in the room, you know, the Athletic Wellness and Event Center is complete. I'm sure that has been a huge project and a big load off of the backs of the athletic department, but it's also got to be a sense of pride for you. So from an athletic director's perspective and from the men's soccer perspective, how has that been for you the last couple days? Incredible.
I want to make sure I'm very clear, like, this is a student-facing building, right? Like, this is not a men's soccer thing or just an athletics thing. It's for everybody in our community, and that's very important to point out. But in terms of, you know, the athletic director role and my role in the Hall of Fame hallway and the design of that and the implementation, the graphics, all that kind of stuff, it's a dream come true. It was such a cool project to be a part of. I was honored, you know, to be asked to be part of that. And for us men's soccer specifically, to be, you know, have a room in this facility, a new locker room, a film room, a new training room, places that we use every single day, has been a major impact on our players, and you can already see it paying dividends.
Yeah, and in terms of going back to the players, and, you know, their reaction to how incredible that locker room was. You know, talk to me, how are the guys kind of receiving their new facilities? And you know, we talked about the alumni that had come to see the place. So, I mean, what are their reactions to it as well?
Sure. You know, from a player perspective, I was very careful that I didn't want them seeing any pictures, any videos, because the locker room had been done, obviously, but we just hadn't been in it yet until the codes were approved by the city and what have you. So we kept that under wraps for a while. It was a secret so that we could capture their genuine reaction walking into the locker room, and that was a really special moment to be able to be in there and watch their faces and the amazement and what have you. I would even joke that walking in the locker room was one thing in terms of being very excited, but even walking into the bathroom and shower area, I mean, it looks like a spa in there, right? So they were equally excited to walk in there as well. But from an alumni perspective, you know, the type of facilities, you know, even when I played or before that, very different kind of feel to what they have now. So being able to share that moment with the alums, whether it be in the videos that we've sent out or the pictures and things like that, or even the ones who've already been in there. You know, last night we had Matt Nigro in there, who's a former All-American for us and a recent grad, you know, someone who's been around, you know, in recent time, and just watching his face and seeing his picture on the wall and the emotion that he had was incredible. And I can't go without saying, you know, we pay homage to the alums in the room with the historical side, where we put in big-time alums such as Rich Kramer, David Short, Squeak McMillan, Mike Lyons, Marcelo Hernandez, so on and so forth. But we have a dedicated corner to Chris Wensler, and that was an emotional thing for me to put together in the first respect. But watching those graphics go on the wall was also very emotional. And lastly, you know, sharing that moment with Melissa Wensler when I brought her in there to show the Chris Wensler corner to her, it was a really, really cool moment.
Great. Yeah, and in terms of also kind of helping your recruiting, you know, helping to expand the men's soccer program, helping to expand the athletic department as a whole, how do you feel about the bird's eye lens in the future that the AWE is going to bring to John Carroll?
It's massive. You know, I've made the joke quite a few times here the past couple of weeks that I don't know if I've walked a recruit in the old locker room for the past decade or so. The other joke was there used to be a picture of me on the wall outside the locker room, so I would kind of pull the line of like, hey, here's our locker room, here's this picture of me from when I'm 21, and people would kind of giggle and laugh, and I just kept walking real fast to try to get out of there so they didn't ask to go back in the locker room. So I would point it out, but I was trying not to bring people in there for obvious reasons, but it's going to be massive going forward. We've already had a few recruits in there, and again, we send them the pictures and videos videos as well, but being in there in person and seeing it with your own eyes live is definitely a difference maker.
Of course, and pivoting into more of a perspective of coaching, we still got a little longer until we enter the NCAC, but that is a huge step for the program, for the team. How do you feel about the new conference and how the team's going to shape up?
It's a mixed bag for me. The excitement part definitely wins the mixed bag of emotions, but let's be honest, I was part of the OAC for 23 years as a player and a coach, and a lot of colleagues, a lot of friends, a lot of people I even consider family, in those times. But the move to the NCAC is so exciting. It's such a great move for the university, for the future of this university as well. So it's going to present definitely new challenges and things of that nature. But in the bigger picture, 1,000% the right move. I'm behind it 1,000,000%, and I can't wait to get Oberlin here on October 4th and kick that thing off.
Fantastic. And pushing up on 23 years with John Carroll as a player, as a coach, now as an athletic director. I mean, this place means something to you, clearly. And what does it mean to you? Why do you continuously stick around, and what makes you excited to be a John Carroll Blue Streak?
The people. The people here are special. That's not something I say just to sound cool in this interview. It's the truth. And I felt that warmth the day I got here when I was 17 years old. Again, two of the first people I met were Chris Wensler, who I've already mentioned, and Dr. Welke. And they ended up being not only mentors, but good friends to me. And that continues to this day, with Dr. Welke and his impact on my life and the program and things like that. But the people and what they do, how they genuinely care about your success and they want to support you in any way possible, it's second to none. I'm not going to lie, I've had some opportunities to go Division I. I've even had a couple opportunities to go to the MLS. And it sounds cool when you hear about it, and maybe you think about it for 20, 30 minutes. And then you think about having to tell people that you're not coming back here, and it's a deal breaker right away just because how much I care for this community and what they've done for me. So yes, I'm a pretty loyal guy, to begin with, but I can't see any other institution giving me, or franchise giving me, the kind of love and support that John Carroll has.
Of course, and that passion runs deep, and I think that's a reason why you've kind of joined the athletic department with the Associate Athletic Director for Special Projects. So talk to me about that role and combining that with head men's soccer coach. It's your first fall doing both. So what does that role entail, and how have you liked it so far?
It's an incredible honor that Brian Poling believes in me, that he thinks I can do both, because I do think I can do both. And I'll be honest, I was never concerned about the workload. I like to work. I like to work hard. And for me, it was more just adjusting the delegation of things that had to happen. And I have to compliment my staff. They have stepped up unbelievably, when they found out that this was happening. And we've rearranged some things here to make everything, keep the train on the tracks, if you will. But it's been an awesome experience thus far. And honestly, I don't feel like it's even been a different fall compared to past years with this new role. And what I do within it is that I think one is that I'm kind of the leader of the coaches. I'm the, Brian calls me the union rep of the coaching staff. So coaches can come to me, and I can kind of be that conduit between the admins and the coaches. So I'm very happy to do that. I always want to make sure I'm making time for my colleagues and helping them in their programs and whatever they need. But I think the second part, and more importantly, is my collaboration across campus, whether it be admissions, whether it be advancement, the relationships that I've built over the years, I'm able to now use them in more of an athletic admin capacity rather than just a men's soccer capacity. So working with people like Mike Scanlon, Rory O'Neill, Carolyn Nolsorg, that's been an awesome experience, because I think I was already kind of doing that. Now it's just a little more formal and a little more siloed. And I'm very happy to do the role, and I'm very excited about the future.
Fantastic. Well, Decky, thank you so much, my friend. It's always a pleasure talking to you. And that's going to about wrap things up here on Rock Entertainment Sports Network. Halftime show. We'll be right back to the action in just a moment. Don't go anywhere.